But first, other big news from Washington this week. Joe Biden may have just sealed the fate of the Democrats this November. How? Well, he just signed off on a $300 billion, at least $300 billion transfer of wealth from the working class and the responsible to the wealthy and the woke. What am I talking about? Well, get this. Americans who took out loans to pay for university, thinking that a degree in gender studies or pop culture would make them a big wheel down at the wokeness factory, but who, as it turned out, only wound up qualified to pull a grande pumpkin spice latte in a suburban strip mall Starbucks, will now have as much as $20,000 of their debt wiped clean, courtesy of the hard-working American taxpayer. Oh, and get this. People who make as much as $125,000 a year will qualify. That means that even a young Harvard Law graduate in his first gig will have part of his degree covered by truck drivers and cops. That's right. If you spent 4 years and $250,000 going to Pronoun Police Academy or getting your master's in Harry Potter studies, you're in clover. But if you went to trade school, did an apprenticeship, and opened your own business doing something useful like clearing pipes or installing air conditioning systems, screw you. And screw you also to those people who went and got degrees in things they could get jobs with and worked hard and paid off their student debts, as Joe Biden's own education secretary admitted.
But just the final one on this,
Sure.
The people that already paid their student loans,
Right.
They don't get anything out of this deal.
Right.
Of course, it is the productive middle-class citizenry who will be paying this money back to the lenders, not the people who, signed the loan documents for degrees that never amounted to anything. The administration's push to hire all those new IRS agents is starting to make a bit more sense now, isn't it? All of this leads to a number of questions, not the least of which is how much trouble must the Democrats be in if they have to buy the votes of millions of woke and broke millennials who would otherwise, to a man, woman, and intersex, two-spirit, gender-fluid ecosexual, be expected to give them their support? It's a question even some Democrats are asking, even if the Elizabeth Warren wing of the party is singing hosannas. New Hampshire Democrat Chris Pappas accused Biden of sidestepping Congress and said the move would only, quote, pour fuel on the inflationary fire. Colorado Democrat Senator Michael Bennet, running against a very competitive Republican, also expressed his concern, saying, quote, the administration should have further targeted the relief and proposed a way to pay for this plan, unquote. That's a novel idea, isn't it? And Ohio Democrat Tim Ryan slammed the plan as being a massive wealth transfer from the uneducated and the working class to those who were privileged enough to go to university. Somehow, though, I reckon this voter we're about to see in New York City has a much better idea about what to do when it comes to student debt.
You go to school, then you should probably pay for it. I did the same.